If you've ever had those times where you walk into a room or you sit down to your desk and you completely forget what you need to do. You had the task in the forefront of your mind, but you move to a different environment, you sit down to the desk that you don't usually work at, and now you don't know what you're doing. You're lost, you have no direction. This is due to your brain missing context. And by the end of this video, you'll be able to control these context clues with your environment, your timing, and your digital space, so that you can finally do the work you say you're going to do without trying harder. Let's get into it. Hello, I'm Dylan, I'm 18, and I work with high potential professionals and entrepreneurs who are tired of procrastination but have real ambition that they want to achieve. These aren't people who are lazy, they're people with massive goals and ambitions and dreams and aspirations, but simply a lack of productivity strategies and techniques behind them to get them to that position. I personally was in that exact same position. I had big aspirations for business, for helping others, for providing for my family, but I didn't end up bringing it to actuality at that time because I was stuck in a rut of procrastination. I was playing 5,000 hours or 210 days straight of Call of Duty, 8 hours a day plus, wasting any time I had, any energy I had into these games that weren't progressing me in real life. But now I effortlessly and easily boost a large amounts of my work, for my business, for my education, for my personal development goals, and it's because I understand the productivity strategies, tools and techniques that make me work productively every single day of my life. And if you're looking to get these exact same tools and techniques, subscribe. I post them 100% for free every single day. But what are context clues? Like we said in the intro, when you walk into a room or you sit down at your desk and you completely forget what you were supposed to do, it's simply your brain lacking context. A good example would be if you were to go to the gym, me and you go to the gym, right? We go to the gym, we walk into the environment that we usually work out in. Is our brain going to forget what we're supposed to be doing? Is our brain going to go, what are we here for? What are we doing? No, because there's weights around and it's where we usually work out. So the context clue says we're going there to work out, and therefore our brain locks us in and gets us to do it that much faster. And the same with your workplace, your education, the library, etc., etc., etc. The context clues show what you're supposed to be doing, and therefore your brain knows what it needs to do, so it makes you much more productive in actually getting it done for a whole host of reasons, whether it be your reticular activating system actually knowing what it needs to do and being fine-tuned to make you productive towards the task, or generally the environmental design releasing dopamine because you reward yourself after you go into that location. For example, with the gym, you go into the gym, you lift the weights, you get the endorphin rush as the reward and the dopamine for actually doing the hard workout. So when you go into the gym next, you have the context clue, and then your brain's like, oh, we went here last time with this same exact context clue, and we got the reward of the neurochemicals that feel good. So it's going to motivate you to go again. I'm going to help you so that when you sit down at your desk to do the work, the context clue says that the last time you sat at this desk, you did work, you released dopamine, you got the results you wanted to get, you pushed the needle towards the goals you want to achieve, so you'll be that much more motivated to get it done. And how can we do this? The 3 steps are environment, time, and digital context. So firstly, environment. Where are you working most? Like we said with the gym, it's the location as the context clue. For example, I always do my work at this desk. I always record my videos at this desk. So when I sit down and I'm about to record a video and I know what the topic is roughly, when I sit down at this desk, am I going to stutter, be confused, be less comprehensive in my speak? No, because every single time I record a banger video, I'm sat at this desk speaking fluently and confidently. So you need to have one specific workplace, right? Wherever you work hardest, whether it be your bedroom, the dining room table, your office space, etc., you need to have a place where you're dialed in and consistently productive, and that is the context clue. So when you sit down at your desk, your brain knows it's time to work, it's time to be productive, it's time to be driven to do the things we set ourselves to actually progress towards the goals. Environmental clue. You can also utilize things such as music or candles. Literally every single time I record a video, I have a candle lit, this exact same one. So I walk into my room and I can smell the exact same scent I smell every single time I record a video compendiously and confidently. I do and actualize the exact same result. candles, music, the table, the computer you use, the camera you record on, the lighting from the window, they're all context clues to you doing the best work you possibly can. And one final way I use my environment to my advantage is when I sit down at my desk, I have my planner open and ready there, giving me a physical, tangible to-do list context clue of exactly what I need to do next. I've planned the last 281 days of my life in this planner, so when I sit down at my desk and it's open, I know exactly what I need to do next, and it almost acts as a context clue or a hook to me and my productive version of myself, because when I look at the planner and I can see the previous day's page and a 10 out of 10 productivity, it's just that little extra nudge to my self-image, my motivation and my discipline to do the work, because this is tangible evidence that I am who I say I am. So if you want a combination of productivity by knowing exactly what you need to do, a context clue of it being open on your desk guiding you towards the next task, and tangible evidence that you are productive as you fill it out and score 10 out of 10 productivity every single day, then a link in the description will take you there. This is my business, this is my planner, and it's great. Check it out if you're interested. Secondly, we have time cues. I always record my videos in the afternoon, after lunch. So I know when I've had lunch, about an hour has passed, and I sit down at my desk, the context clue of me just eating, and now sitting down at my desk is that I'm going to record a video. Whereas as soon as I wake up, I get dressed and go to the gym, the context clue of the timing of me waking up allows my brain to know what to do next, and therefore makes me more productive to do it. Not only because my neurochemical state is primed towards doing the task because of that time-based context clue, but also because I actually know what I'm doing, so I can do it. You know, to the man with no destination, no wind is favorable. A boat with no destination sinks. If you don't know where you're going, you will not get there 100% of the time, because you simply have no direction. Use time-based context clues to your advantage. Do work blocks in specific times after specific things, whether it be meals, social interaction, the gym, etc. You need to have these time-based context clues to be maximally productive. And finally, digital context clues. This is going to be the best to implement because everyone's always on devices, whether it be your phone is set out in a specific way. See, on Apple, for example, you can swipe down and you can create custom do not disturb modes. So I have one for work and it starts at 9 a.m. and finishes at about 3 p.m. When it's on, I only have the apps I need to use. I only have the apps that make me productive during the day. And the same with my computer. My computer, the way it's laid out on the desktop, because I only use it for work, is laid out in a way that the context clues show that I'm in work mode, I'm doing this piece of work, I need to lock that in. So use your device to advantage. They're very clever, they're very advanced, they're very technical, and if used correctly, whether it be laying it out in a certain way, using the drop down, do not disturb, work mode, etc., you can then use context clues to your advantage digitally because of that fact. Another way you could do this, you could literally get a friend or get someone to work with you, which is exactly what I do. I've worked with many people in the past and they've all had incredible results. I've got some really good testimonials coming in the next couple of days as a couple of my clients finished up their term with me. But I work with you for just 30 days and in those 30 days, I make you productive. Any problem you have with productivity and procrastination, I solve for you. And that planner that we were speaking about earlier literally is included in the price. So it's a no-brainer, it's risk-free. If you don't get 20 out of 30 days productive when working with me, I'll work with you for free until you get that result. But what I mean by this is have someone message you at a specific time when you're going to do the work. So whether it be your friend, me, AI, you can schedule reminders, etc. But if you have a message, ping, come up on your phone and it's someone saying you've got to do work block 1 or now you have to record videos, the context clue is just enough to get your brain to kickstart you into doing the work, because again, you know what you need to do, your reticular activating system is primed for you to do it, but also because if you consistently do it at this specific time, at the response of the message, so you get a message, you do the work, you get the reward of the dopamine, the rush, whether you have a nice meal afterwards, etc. As we spoke about in this video here, you then are going to be more motivated to do it in future and therefore more productive in general. But I hope this video helped you. Again, if you are looking to purchase my planner, you can get it in the link in the description, although there are limited copies, so it might be sold out by the time you get there. But if you want to secure one, then top link in the description will take you to my productivity performance plan where you get this included and everything you need to turn productive. But if that sounds interesting, check it out. I appreciate you for watching.